So I'm going to be driving back to Rockville, Maryland from Manassas, Virginia. If I don't say anything, it's because I'm trying to put my focus on the traffic here. So it's been a day, and I can only blame myself for the fucking jam that I got myself into. So I went to buy some I mean, this fucker doing like 80 miles an hour right here. Dark tinted window type too, you know? Probably selling drugs and shit. I mean, I seen him coming up in the mirror pretty hard and fast. That's why I lay on the horn. It's a preemptive thing, you know? People need to learn to fucking slow down. Dumb bastard. So I got a great deal though on 3 hyper tough batteries and the dual bay, you know, the dual battery charger, and a single battery charger. So two chargers, 3 batteries, $40. That's a $150 deal for 40 bucks. 150, 160 bucks, depending on which part of Walmart you get it from. And if you're interested, shoot me an email, and I'll give you the link to my Hyper Tough Facebook group. You're welcome to join it. And I don't really make any updates. I really start needing to. I'm going to, since I got this stuff, and announce my deal. But I also sent the seller the link so that way he can sell his stuff, because he's more than welcome to sell it on my group. But as I was going down the street to get to Centerville Road, which is Route 28, which I'm on right now, I just went to Sheetz and I got some gas. I went and got some gas for $2.99 a gallon. It's the unleaded 88, or the blue hose, you know, the blue nozzle. It's $2.96 per card. But yeah, I went to the guy's house. I went down the dirt road, Connor Drive, Connor Street, by the Novak substation, near the other Sheetz and the U-Haul. It's on Centerville Road. You can probably just Google it, you know, map it, see it. It's a little dirt road. I went around a concrete thing because it was blocking the way. I wasn't too comfortable with, you know. I thought maybe I could go around it, right in the ditch. But as soon as I felt the van start dipping down, that's when I laid on the brakes and I let off the gas. I rode the brake in, and I proceeded forward because I figured, well, it can't be that bad. Well, my cargo carrier bottomed out on the top of the thing, so I couldn't go forward, couldn't go backwards. Luckily, I got the Metro Smart Ride, the little thing that plugs up in your diagnostic port, you know, the OBD2, and I can use it 4 times a year. A nice driver named Chris from Aaron's Towing responded because of contract with AAA, and he uses flatbed 12,000 pound rated cable chain combination. He gave me the hook. I put it through the he called it the pocket in the left side frame rail, and slowly pulled me out, and I held the wheel here steady and straight, and it was real hard because it wanted to turn on me, and he got me out of there very, very smooth and easy without jostling anything in the back of the van here, or ripping a hole through the pocket and ripping it through the frame rail going towards the back, you know, like a hot knife through butter. Just fine. So these Ford chassis are strong, I can tell you that. That's why I'm a Ford fan guy now, because I just don't trust Dodges. I don't trust GMC and all that. Cause my friend had a GMC, and the engine, well, it was due to his own fault. He seized up the engine, so he didn't keep the oil good in it. It ran out of oil, boom, it seized right up on the highway. High speed, I bet that shit was hitting like a brick wall. I bet it was. I mean, it probably slammed that transmission hard. I wouldn't doubt it. So yeah, I'm about to hit 66 here. My girlfriend said it might have been a good thing because there could have been an accident on the highway or something. I said, well, go ahead and take a look, you know, and let's see. And she's like, yeah, I was right. It was near Tyson's there. It looks like a small accident. I go, yeah, but you know, but you're right. Maybe it's a good sign that this happened, because if I was behind that specific vehicle, it could have spun out and hit the Jersey wall. I could have drove right into it. It could have hit another car. That car would hit me. Or they could have slammed on the brakes real hard. I could have been behind them, doing 55, 60, you know, the speed limit. But you know, when a car is in front of you and they hit the brakes hard, it's kind of hard to just immediately stop on a dime, especially with a heavy van like this. Van's like 6,400, 6,500 pounds maybe right now, so take a lot longer, you know, time to stop. And yeah, so that might have been a good thing, you know. So I'm gonna stop at a place in Rockville, wash it off real good, get it all nice and wet, wash it down real good, fill up the water tank again, because I drained the water tank. I was trying to get all the weight off the back of the van as much as I could, trying to eliminate a good 400 pounds at least, just to make it easier, you know. And it probably did. That's probably what saved the van, was taking everything off the back of the van. Generator, hoses, gas can full of gas, just dumping the, you know, pumping the water out, you know, through the shower box outside. So yeah, that's probably what really helped a lot, right? You know, right there, was taking an extra 400 pounds out. So the generator right now is about 100 to 110. Full tank of water is 250 pounds, 255. Gas can, five gallons of gas. Gas is what, 6 point something pounds a gallon. So say 30 to 40 pounds worth of gas. Something fell in the back. I don't know what it was. I don't know, something fell. I heard it go clunk clunk, you know, twice. Shit. Unless it was just a car running by me really hard and the exhaust popped. And this car's really trying to fucking... He needs to learn to keep his distance, you know? Yeah, the generator's still there. You can see the milk crate with the hoses in it. I don't like to accelerate hard. I don't like to slam on the gas or anything like that. I don't like doing that. I absolutely hate it. That's some young Chinese punk, always in a hurry. The CCP, I'm telling you, I can't stand them. And they can see this video. I don't care. Fuck them. I need to put some. Need to re-oil that fan back up again. The motor's squeaking. I use hair cutter like oil, you know, like for trimmers and stuff. Damn, why are people? I'm gonna turn the camera on. I'm gonna let you guys watch this shit. Now, where you guys can see these speed demons, you know, and you see how people drive on the Beltway, because they drive horrible around here. I'm telling you. Especially the high-lifted redneck pickup truck drivers. And then these ones too right there. See them? He'd be thinking that he could take the right lane to try to overtake everybody else. But he just did himself wrong, because now he's kind of stuck. He should have stayed in the far left lane. You know, you see the white things right there. You know, block up. See how he wants to cut in front of people now because they're going too slow for him. I could just tell. I could look at a vehicle and I could tell you what kind of person is behind the wheel. And those are the ones that I can't stand with a passion. Like I have absolute disdain for them. They're a stain of society, you know, because they're always doing drugs, drinking, blowing money and gambling and shit. They don't care about anybody but themselves. You know, they only care about getting their next fucking high and their next fix, and their next thing of like alcohol or whatever it is. Those are the ones that get me pissed. It's all the party types. You know what I mean? You know, the hardcore drug, hardcore party types. Those are the ones I can't stand. I want to be around people that hate drugs, that hate alcohol, that can't stand these stains on society, that can't stand the ones that are always trying to scam and get over on somebody else. I don't like that shit one bit. And you know why? Because it causes nothing but trouble. It gets you in jail. It causes grief and heartache and everything else. It does absolutely nothing good for you. It does nothing good for your body. It does nothing good for your mind. You know, me being negative about it, yeah, he wanted to try to cut hard in front of me too. Punk ass. I've had where people were right behind me, right? You know, this morning I'm leaving Starbucks on Tall Cedars Parkway in South Riding, Virginia. Bastard could have waited 10 more seconds, right? Could have stayed behind me another 5. Actually, well, no, it was about 5 to 8 seconds, right? Until he had to make his right turn. He decided to zip around me, zip back in front of me real hard, cut across the lanes pretty much, get in the right turn lane, and then make a hard, fast right turn, and then take off like a rocket. Like, what the fuck, you know? He's doing just fine for half a mile, you know, behind me until we got around that curve. As soon as we got in that curve, you know, and decided to do something stupid, you know. And I think it's because they want to tempt fate, you know. They want to try to play with the devil or something, you know. They want to try to cheat death because they're too young and stupid to realize, you know, that death is right around the corner, you know, and it's waiting to get them, you know. I don't like those types either. I really don't. But you could be as vigilant, you can keep your eyes open all day, every day. But it doesn't mean that something bad can't happen, because it can and will happen over time or eventually. So. But yeah, you cannot control your destiny. Whatever is destined for you is what's destined for you. It's whatever the plans are for you. But you can do something about those plans. You can either be forgiven, or you be damned to hell. And I'd rather not be damned to hell, to be honest. Right here, watch him. See him? He wanted to try to cut in between that little, little hatchback in my van. He wanted to try to cut real hard, and I wanted to let him, so I sped up. So he was forced to pass in the left like you should. You don't pass in the right, you pass in the left. Nobody seems to understand it nowadays. Pass in the left. So if I'm in this lane right here, I use that center lane. See where the hatchback's coming up? I pass in that lane. I pass the person in front of me. I don't go up in the far left lane and use the center lane to pass or the right lane to pass. That's stupid. If you're in the far left lane, you need to be keeping up. Now, if you put your turn signal on like ahead of time and it's clear, completely clear, then you can go into the center lane and make your way over to the right lane in order to catch your exit. If you know your exit is coming up within, let's say, 3 to 5 miles, you should be in the proper lane at the bare minimum 2 miles ahead of time. You see that person right there? They're going to try to skip the line. It happens all the time. So what they do is they get out of this lane right here, you know, that we're currently in, and they're going to skip the line, and then they're going to cut right back in front. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to get in the center lane here and avoid being near that cop that stopped in the lane, because you're supposed to move over anyways. See, Virginia State Trooper pulled somebody over, and then the trooper's literally right at the white line. But the trooper really should be having his he should have the nose of his cruiser facing outward, right? You know, facing like towards the travel lanes again, and then be on the car's passenger side. Should be let's say about 25 to 45 feet behind the car he pulled over, but should have his nose pointed outward, so have his car not exactly at a 45, but maybe a 30 to 35 degree like angle, but the nose pointed back into traffic, so that way if something does happen, spin out of control, hits the trooper's car, and that car takes the brunt and doesn't hit into the one he pulled over, and essentially would save the driver and the trooper's own life by using his vehicle as a barricade, you know, as a traffic barricade or a jersey wall, let's say, you know. I just know these things, okay? I don't know how I know these things. I just know it, you know. I guess it's from watching a lot of shows and paying attention to them, you know, like a lot of the real life truth shit, not this fake reality bull crap that you see, but all the real stuff, you know, from back in the day. So I've even used my vehicle too as a roadblock when somebody was stuck in the middle of an intersection with my hazard lights on. I grab my one flashlight, it has flash mode on, strobe mode. I put strobe mode on. I put it behind the van, you know, on top of the generator. And then I help push the person's car a little bit more further into the curb, so that way it was more off the street, you know. So that's just the right thing to do, you know. People don't expect you to do it, and they probably don't want you to do it, but it's the best course of action, you know, to keep someone safe, you know. Especially when, you know, the roads are slick and nasty and it's pretty dark out, you know. We're still in 66 eastbound, and you guys saw that, right? Like, what, three or four people just doing the most? You're gonna be amazed between 66 and 495 all the way to the 270 of Montrose. There's gonna be more coming up. There's gonna be more shenanigans going on, I'll tell you that. People just don't know how to drive nowadays. They think they can do what they want because they think drivers are right. But it's a privilege, and always will be a privilege. Why do you think they make you pay a lot of money for that privilege? It doesn't come because it ain't right. If it was right, it'd be free, right? We get free licenses, free vehicles, free gas, free maintenance, all sorts of free stuff. But no. It's not a... Yeah, see, he had cut a little too close. Because you can see the white up see the white part of my hood, so you can tell the distance was pretty short. And now the car that he wanted to pass in front of just jumped in front of him or her, and then there, you know. People just flick their signal on too, thinking that's okay. They think they just can flick the signal really quick and then just jump in the lane, you know. Just give it a couple quick blinks and call it good. Yeah, right. See, like right about now, I'm gonna put my blinker on. Check my distance between that van that I just literally passed in my side mirror and my rear view camera system. And since I could see the whole front of this van and then some, I know I got proper distance and I can move in, you know. The Ford Transit, but he wants to tailgate because he's trying to keep up a little closer. Or she, I don't know. It's hard to tell. Come on, Toyota, you need to move. People like to try to stay in the merge lane until the last second so that way they can cause an accident, you know? And then they get a big payout, you know, because it was technically your fault, you know? People always try to pull a scam like that, you know, so it's like collecting the insurance. Because the insurance company wasn't offered for them to buy back the car at a much cheaper rate. Then they take the money and they pay the car off, but they still get the insurance settlement, and then they sell the car to a buy shop or whoever on Facebook. So they're still making bank, you know. It's a crazy legal scam. That's what I see. It's a legalized scam, you know, because they know the loopholes to get around it, you know. Ego, super ego. Oh, well, I guess the driver might have a super ego then. That's why having the front brakes more, you know, like more up to date, inspected and everything is more important, because your front brakes are actually do the most for your vehicle. Actually, it's your rear brakes that really don't. Usually your rear brakes are 30%, your front brakes are 70 to 80% of your braking power. So I wish I could afford to go with like Akebono or Power Stop pads and rotors, you know, and brand new calipers too, and brake lines, you know, with brand new brake fluid. That would be a hell of a lot better, you know. Oh, there he is. The state trooper just decided to, guess he got done, and now he's keep on going. I should have done landscape mode. What I should have done. Yeah, I can't just get over to the left lane and then get back in the right, because semi truck was coming up pretty hard. You guys just saw that, right? What a douchebag. I mean, seriously, the guy looks like a damn douchebag. It's always the ones that look like a douchebag. They're always wearing a baseball hat, really scruffy face, you know, looking like they're doing marijuana and shit, you know, right? They're always doing the most, especially in those little hatchback cars. because they soup them up and shit, and they think their shit don't stink. I mean, he could have easily just got behind everybody else, but instead he has to call around 10 other vehicles in order to be in the line, because he was supposedly going to miss his exit, which I know he wasn't. Fucker knew where he was going. He just wanted to be a douchebag. That's why I put the horn on, you know, to let them know that, hey, I see you, you bastard. Might be that blue one right there, I think. I know it was dark blue or blue. It was one of the two. So right now we're in Tysons Corner, Virginia. The Tysons Corner Center Mall is right to my left on the other side of the highway. On the outside loop, right now we're on the inside loop of the Beltway on 495. So the Beltway, I believe, is 64 miles in circumference. Like if you go around, it's 64-mile drive. There's a lot of YouTube videos about it too. JMV Road Thrills or something like that made a video several years ago on different parts of the Beltway, or maybe he did the whole Beltway and it was like a time lapse. I'm not sure. I have to go back and look at the video. But he did drive 66 also, and he'll say from exit to exit, you know, or from Tysons to Haymarket, you know, for example, or from Tysons to Route 50. You know, his videos are pretty well labeled, you know, and that's how I got to warn the area, because when I came here in September 2011, I got the idea because I started to fall in love with YouTube, and because I started YouTube apparently in 2009. I didn't realize that, you know. I think I may have watched. Yeah, I did watch it. I forgot what I used to watch back in the day, to be honest, because my main YouTube was taken down well over a year ago now. Someone got into it, and they because I already had two strikes against me. They got into it. I got a third strike. I tried the appeal process and everything. I just gave up. It was way too complicated. I couldn't even get the link to the channel, and you know, because I had to put the whole entire link to the channel into a YouTube, you know, appeals like email and everything. It's major pain in the ass. So I just decided to go on to this one, which is Corey Babcock 2019, and yeah. So that's channel name, channel email, all that jazz. Alright, so we're coming up to 123 Chainbridge Road, which actually will run you, I believe, into Canal Road. Claire Barton Parkway turns into Canal Road on the DC side of the Potomac River. Chainbridge runs through McLean, and then it gets close to Roslyn and heads, and then you get the Chainbridge itself, which goes over the Potomac River. You can make the right turn and get into Georgetown that way, which I've done one time going into Virginia. Though I believe I may have used it going back into DC. I'm not sure at the time. Oh, look at a military vehicle. See it? I forget what they call it, like a deuce and a half or something. I don't know. I know my dad would know though, so you know, he obviously was in the military for many years. I think like 21, 22 years. See this? Riding up in the shoulder. Slow him down a little bit. I don't care. You call me a Ken, a Karen, a Darren. I don't give a fuck right now. People should not be up in the shoulder because they see one monkey doing it, then all the monkeys gotta do it. You know, monkey see, monkey do. You know. mean, the shoulder is not for that. It really isn't. It doesn't matter if they can literally catch their exit. It's not for that. It just isn't. I don't care what you say. What anyone says. It is not for that reason. The shoulder, those lines are there for a reason. These solid white lines are for a reason. People, you need to learn how to use them. You need to learn what they mean. It means don't cross. If it's solid. We ain't got these damn motorcycles always splitting lanes too. That's dangerous as hell, you know, because what if a vehicle is making a lane change all of a sudden, doesn't see the motorcyclist because of blind spots, right? And then ends up getting carred or trucked or vanned or semi-trucked or doored or mirrored or something, you know, or chained, because some guy chained and ready to whip their ass, swing it out their window and smack them right in the head with it, which would be funny, to be honest. And yeah, I got a lot to do today still too. And I'm just trying to make it to, so I can get this van washed off after getting all that nasty shit on it. Oh, and by the way, this thing goes through a lot of coolant, but I since drained the coolant, and I'm just running regular tap water. It's got some coolant left in the system, so it'll help to keep the rust from building up as quick, you know. But yeah, my gas gauge is literally below the full mark, and I literally just filled up prior to jumping on 66. So I don't know what's going on with my gas gauge, to be honest. I may need to, you know what I may need to do? Depends on where the ground wire is for the fuel pump sender wire harness connection. If there's, trying to think, is that connector? I think it's a 4-wire connector, I believe. I know it's a little round one, and the pigtail comes out of the top of the the tank pump assembly. So if there is 2 wires going to ground, right, going to frame or body or chassis or something, and then the other 2, the one goes to the inertia switch, which is fused, got a 10 amp fuse in the inertia switch socket, a little mini like ATC style fuse, because I figured 10 amps is 10 amp fuse is sufficient, because the wire size I believe is 16 or 18 gauge going to the pump. So it's not a slow blow fuse, those ATC fuses blow pretty quick, especially when there's a dead short. They'll pop, they'll make a pop noise, and you'll see a black scorch mark inside the plastic housing. So that's how I know it's pretty safe. And just never put it back in the inertia switch, because I thought that was the issue with the. At the time, I needed a new fuel pump, and my van was stalling, sputtering, and everything, bucking, and I had to keep the RPMs pretty high to, to lean out the mixture, I guess to lean it out more, so that way the fuel would burn a lot better, because it was like a lot less fuel going in. It's something like that. I keep getting that. I just need to I need to do more warning with that fuel to air ratios and stuff. But I was able to make it back to Rockville, Maryland, though, by turning the overdrive off and just flooring it pretty much from Virginia Tire in Chantilly all the way back to Rockville, Maryland. So then come to find out the fuel pump was going out because the fuel pressures were not good at certain RPM ranges, Oh, and that's where the trooper was going, was right here to this accident or something. I get the feeling it's like a medical thing, maybe. I don't know. Well, let's see here. Nope, maybe not. I just thought somebody, I thought maybe it was somebody sitting on the ground or something, and they were like having a medical episode or something, you know, but apparently not. Well, thankfully the tow was completely free. It was on AAA because I had the Metro by T-Mobile Smart Ride for $10 a month. It allows me up to 4 services a year. So that really helped out a lot. I knew that thing would come in handy someday. I really did. It was just a matter of time. I'm glad I got it. It's you know, the $10 a month. That's peace of mind right there. You know, it gives me a little bit more reassurance that if something happens, I can't get myself out of a jam. You know, why is this van right here? This damn idiot. They need to fix that pothole right there. Yeah, luckily I still got a 5-gallon can of gas in the back of the van. Because I always get the gas cheap where I can, and then I fill it and I dump it back in when I need to, you know? Like where it's more expensive. Just works out a lot better, you know? Been doing that for over 2 years. It's been working out very well, you know? No, yeah, I've been doing it for over 3 years. Yeah, it's been... Well, in this van, I've been doing it for about 3 years and a little bit more. But when I had the Dodge, I didn't really get a chance to do that. I always ran that tank pretty dry. But after I replaced the fuel pump in that van, then I kept it always at half or more than half. You know, but never below half. So that always worked out then. You know, it was just really dumb to always let it get down to, you know, a quarter tank or less. It was just. That's what did the original pump in, you know. It just burned it right out. Oh, I'm from Pakistan. I can do whatever I want. Should have thought about that a long time ago. It's one thing too, everybody. I really can't say it. You know, I don't want to be copied. You catch my drift. That's all I gotta say. You will catch my drift. This United States isn't what it used to be. It's getting too infiltrated. It's getting messed up. It's because they're trying to, because you know, the company is what I like to call it. You know, I'm not trying to script the keyword system here. Let's just call it the company, because the company, they really can't strike you down, because that's a common word that's used in a lot of different videos that are good. So they can't really strike you down because of that. So the company over there in DC, all the cronies hanging out on the hill like to, they're trying to buy the votes. So that's why they're busting people in from, you know, south and everything. And then of course, you know, the governors don't want them, and I don't blame them, and I'm glad they don't. And they're putting them on planes and putting them back in the home states and cities and villages of the politicians, which is funny. They're putting them in their backyards essentially, which is funny. So dump them under one essentially, which is funny, which is awesome, which needs to happen more, to be honest. We need to get the other guy back in ASAP. Trump 2024. I didn't like him either. Okay, I'm gonna admit that I didn't like him when he first got elected. I didn't like him. I was against him. I was telling Michael, you know, Michael passed on a almost 2 years ago, and me and him were watching the election together at the nursing home at the time. And I said, Michael, I don't like this guy here because he's a piece of shit. But no, after what I saw after what happened in 2020, and I saw the events that have been going on the last few years, I'm more and more for him. And there's a lot of proof that he's done a lot more good than he's done bad. It doesn't matter what he's done bad. I don't care. He's done more good for this country, you know? I mean, he's allowed to take golf trips, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I don't care if he does it, you know? As long as he's pushing the policies through, he's spinning the ideas in the right minds and everything, and he's trying to make this country safer and to lower the tax rate and work on cutting the inflation. And so, yeah, I'm all for him. You know, if he's for the people, then he gets my vote, which I can't vote for though. You know, I'm a one-time non-violent felon. You know, why does he couldn't need to get in front of me? He doesn't need to. It's not a zipper merge. It's not, you know. You guys can't obviously see him because, you know, you're not able to look behind me, but I'm able to use the mirrors and see him. But, you know, as you know, they found a company's son's laptop, all the damning information on it, and guess what? The fucking mainstream media, right? The mainstream media still wants to focus on the papers that Trump supposedly had at his house, which he's probably allowed to have. He has the highest security clearance possible, and he's allowed to have them. They're probably not even like anything like super top secret, but he probably, you know, had them just in case if things went bad, he could use that in a legal way in order to let us know what is really going on, but make sure that it's still within the Constitution, and it's not breaking the Constitution, and it's not breaking any laws, you know, which I don't think he did. It's just, you know, the company's on a witch hunt in order to defamate him, to put him under the bus, sweep him under the rug, bury him in the sand, you know, put him under the jail, so to speak. And that ain't right. But they have refutable proof of who's going to Epstein Island, and they don't even want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about the Maxine Glaswell case or trial or something like that. They don't want to talk about you know, the company's son's laptop. They just don't want to discuss that. It's like, what the hell? But yet they want to smear Trump all over to make him a stain in people's minds, and that's not right. And as you guys saw in my last live video of me talking about Tucker Carlson and Fox just firing him because he made a sexist comment about a co-worker or something, but then I showed the 7-minute Rumble video off of my phone that I downloaded. I showed that. Pretty sure that'll get like stricken or censored or fact checked or whatever, you know. I don't care. As long as somebody gets to see the truth and can pass it along, that's all I care about. That Dominion, that was part of the settlement, was to get him fired. But yeah, a lot of those movies that that came out in the '90s, you really should pay attention to the actual plot and what they're trying to tell you, and it can happen. If they could do it then, they could do it a lot better now. There's actually something that probably wasn't fully, that you guys may not know about. Your SIM card, every phone has one nowadays. That's hence the big push for 5G, 4G, CDMA gone, TDMA gone, analog gone, is because your SIM card has your IMSI number, right? And a security key. It's called a KI number. Okay. Your KI number is a number generator. So the network generates. So your KI number is transmitted to the network. The network generates a random hexadecimal number, so many bytes or digits or whatever. Hence, 128-bit, 256-bit, 512-bit, encryption, and then it also has your phone generate a code. That code has to match the code the network gives out. Okay, if the codes match, then your phone is authenticated on the network. So that's why SIM cloning is very hard to do, especially with today's SIMs. Every government has it, because the companies that manufacture your SIM card, the companies that manufacture sell them by the thousand, literally by the thousand. It's actually emailed to the cell carrier. Well, that could be easily intercepted with no problem. Fucking emails are always intercepted all day, every day. By who over there at Fort Meade, and so, and also out here in Langley and things like that, they get intercepted. Why else do you think they've got all sorts of antennas and dishes and stuff peppered around the the complex? They're intercepting communication. I mean, that's what they do. I mean, think of the movie Enemy of the State, with Will Smith and Gene Hackman, and the other guy, I forgot his name, played in Mission Impossible, the very first one, and all that, and a few other movies. John something. Yeah, it's a pretty good movie though. And yeah, so they have your KI number, and they can use it to to listen into your calls and read your text and to simulate your data packets and all that good stuff, But yeah, Enemy of the State kind of touches on that Gene Hackman. There's a scene that stands out. Because I love cellular technology. I love it. I've always loved it since I was God knows when. Always in the phones. I could tear down a Nokia 5100 and swap out the boards and everything pretty damn quick. I even carried around the actual tool for it. To get the torque spit out. Got the name of the torque spit, like a T5 or something like that. It was a small one. So yeah. That bastard in the dust. But yeah, you can transplant the Nokia 5100 keyboards into other 5100s. The actual board, with the LCD screen and the keyboard membrane and all that good stuff, The actual transceiver board, I believe. Yeah, the transceiver board is what actually had your, had your phone number, and the SID and the NID programmed into it. The system ID and the negative ID. But yeah, your phone number was actually two different numbers. It was the mobile identification number, and then the MSN number. No, the mobile data number or something. It was the MDN and it was the MIN, and that's what you programmed into your phone. I believe the MDN was the phone's routing number, so that was the actual phone number to the phone. But your phone number that you would give up to people would be your MIN, but it would tell the system to route it to the MDN, something like that. Oh look, a cell tower right there as we speak. It's a 4-array tower. See the 4 arrays on it? Yeah, that one's more closer to the ground, and then the other 3 are higher up. But surprisingly, T-Mobile's network itself, it still has some of the it has a lot of the 2G equipment still attached to their cell sites. You know, and you can actually use a flip phone on T-Mobile network. Tyler the Antenna Man discussed it in a recent video. You gotta check them all. I can't link his video right now because I'm obviously driving. But, you know, use a Motorola V3C, I believe it was, because the V3M was with the memory card with the micro SD card that can only do up to 2 gigabytes, and that was it. Yep. 2 gigabytes was its maximum memory card allowance, which wasn't much back then in 2007. Well, yeah, micro SD officially came out around 2006 into 2007. Some of them cards were only like 32 megabytes or something, I think. But they actually had mini SD cards. They didn't last very long, the mini SD card. I had a 2 gigabyte one in my Pocket PC 6700 from Quest Wireless. It had quite a bit on there, had a lot of music on it. And when I took pictures, I could save it to the SD card too. I had it all put to a CD at a store, and I don't know what happened to that CD since then. Wish I had it. Had a lot of great pictures from like Niagara Falls and Buffalo and all that. This traffic is horrible. Holy cow. AutoZone. Cool. They'll, you know what? They'll run the U-Haul to anybody else except for me. Like, I can't even get a fucking U-Haul trailer, but yeah, they'll rent it to, you know, Jose, you know? That doesn't even probably have a license. Right there in that pickup. I mean, the one next to me. He's not even looking over. He's not even trying to. He's not even checking the driver's side mirrors. You know, you're supposed to. Just biting his fingernails. I got my AC working pretty good. That was well over a year ago. It's still blowing pretty decent. Right now it doesn't feel as cold as I would like it to be, but you know, that's how this shit works. I may have to get into the into the evaporator box and clean it out real good, you know, just wash it out real good with some soap and water, you know, get it through the fins. get all the dirt and dust out in between the fins and everything, and get it out the, you know, the condensate drain, stuff like that, and that way it can essentially breathe better, you know, the air can pass through better. Because when your AC coils are blocked up with dirt and dust and everything, it's hard to get the air through it, and then it's not as efficient too, you know. Well, we're almost up to the American Legion Bridge. What do we just, maybe a little less than a half mile from the American Legion Bridge. A lot of these steering wheel holders need to stay in the far right lanes. They need to get out of the left lanes. I don't care what anyone says. These steering wheel holders got to get the fuck out of the left lanes. They're the ones. The reason why traffic is horrible, because they keep hogging the left lanes. It's not meant for them. It's supposed to stay in the right lane. A lot of states actually make them do that, and they rightfully should too. But then again, every time somebody sees a cop, if there is a cop up here somewhere, they always slow down. They're afraid of getting a ticket. Because I thought I saw blue lights too at first, but it might have just been a reflection or something. Or maybe not. Nope, I was wrong. Yeah, it's all the way up there. It's a cop. He's got the red and blues. He's going back and forth real slow though. They're not flashing like fast. They're just flashing pretty slow. You know, the blue for 1 second, red for a second. You know, yeah. Blue's on the left and red is on the blue on the right and red's on the left of the car. It looks like a kid driving next to me in a pickup. What the hell? A CCP kid driving right next to me. What the hell? You guys know what I mean by a CCP? I'm not gonna say it because then they're gonna call me out on it, you know? Is this charger even hot? Can't tell if that battery charger is working or not. You know, the hyper tough one, it should charge the batteries by now, I think. Maybe I gotta unplug it and plug it back in or something. Lights on it. I mean, I don't know if that's charged or not. I mean, it wasn't getting hot or anything. I put the back of my knuckles on the batteries in the charger. It didn't feel warm. So I don't know. Or one of those batteries that get fully charged so I can use them, you know. sounds like I have a slight exhaust leak. You know, when I'm hammering on the gas, you can hear the, you know. Really want to get a new exhaust manifold and put it all in there. That would be a pain in the ass. Can't imagine how badly rusted them studs are in the head, you know. It'd be cool if it was just bolts in the head, but still, if you snap the bolt and it gets snapping and it's stuck in the head, you got to draw that shit out. You got to retap it, and that's a pain in the ass. Probably drill it out and put a heel coil in there, I guess. And then you could possibly use the same sized bolt or stud, you know. The circumference of the actual stud or bolt and the thread pitch and the thread count, you know. Nissan, come on, pass. Oh, excuse me. Oh shit, bye guys. Driver. You see my turn signal on, but yet they don't want to back down this Mazda driver. And it's still pinging and rattling. It's like, what the hell? I don't understand it. It just keeps pinging and rattling. I tried higher octane fuel too, and it helped a little bit, but it just didn't put a dent in it, you know. Almost. Wow. It's crazy. So here's exit 1 of 270. Damn, it's horrible. It's like a sore. Drive a little hard and fast so that I can kind of get the junk out of the engine, or try to circulate it, you know what I mean? Because whoever might, just whoever's causing that pinging and try to heat up the cylinders or something, you know? Ugh, damn. plate. Didn't really expect that, to be honest. Well, look, I was able to stop just in time, you know. For me to accelerate takes a little bit longer than a car would, because I'm obviously a little more heavier, you know. I bet that AC was bouncing up and down. I can hear the motorcycle music. Remember what chapter he's with. You guys tell me. Hard to tell. What the fuck? Yeah. Could be a tablet or something. It's pretty sweet. That's pretty fucking sweet. That's pretty cool. Oh, he's controlling with the buttons on the handles too, on the handlebars. It's pretty cool. Huh. real close to him. But I know that he did stupid, you know, by doing that dumb shit. Saw me with my turn signal on, decided to try to get in front of me anyways. So, get up on his ass. On their screen, right? If the camera can see it and we're in public, can't sue. It's First Amendment right. That's why I tell you people that when you're in public and you don't want your phone and you don't want your screen to be seen, you can use a special filter where you wear the glasses, or you can turn your brightness down, put your back up against the wall, something, you know. That's how you keep prying eyes off your screen. Man, I'm fucking bugging here. Shit. There's something was on my neck. Holy cow, that was weird. Could have been a piece of grass too, or a bush or whatever it was, but holy cow. That was pretty funky. I don't know whatever it was, but it fell in my shoe and I just swiped it off. Alright, well, I'm going to get out this thing. You know, I need to get over to the spot and fill up my water tank, wash the van off, take a chill pill. I'm still going to work on the van. It's just I got the tape at my apartment. So, you know, the Gorilla 4-inch wide, 12-foot long roll that my girlfriend sent me from Amazon. And I got some high density foam weather stripping type stuff. I may do all that. Just I need this roof AC to be pretty robust, you know. I need it to be. It doesn't leak right now, but you know, don't want it to. So, all right. Well, I'll see you guys some other time. All right. Take care. Thanks for enjoying the ride with me. All right. Have a good night.